Hey, how are you doing? Today's video is gonna be a history of a fallen cinematic universe, or should I say, shared universe, which is known as Dark Universe. Which is first time it was announced, lots of people eh, but lots of horror fans, especially the movie fans, were like, "This is amazing! Universal monsters are finally coming back." Yeah, in case you didn't know, this dark universe was gonna be about Universal monsters that takes place in the same universe. But unfortunately, after the one film, the idea got scrapped. And that movie is, of course, Tom Cruise's The Mummy. And yeah, I know lots of people who take a shit on this movie way too hard. Because they said like countless times, the worst film ever made. And they're not wrong at all. It was exaggerated in so many levels. There's the horror elements or even a good acting. Like they add so much stuff in it that you forgot what this movie was called. Like, is this a mummy movie? Or is some sort of mummy, Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde, the set, the God of Death movie? Well, it was embarrassing, to be honest with you. Like, the producer Alex Kurtzman wanted to try a cinematic universe, but he failed miserably by this one. But the lineup was pretty good too. You're gonna have Frankenstein monster, an Invisible Man, the Creature from a Black Lagoon, Dracula again. That would have been amazing if this movie was done right. But it didn't, unfortunately, and now Dark Universe is dead since 2017. And also, there was a movie called Dracula Untold came out like 3 years earlier before The Mummy, which stars Luke Evans. Lots of people thought this is gonna be the start, including myself. But that idea was not very good for Universal. Like Dracula Untold was an okay film, but not a masterpiece. But it's definitely better than The Mummy. So yeah, that Dracula Untold is not the start. Mummy was the start, but then The Mummy killed the franchise in the first day of the Dark Universe. But then there's another movie came out by Lee Whannell in 2020, which is An Invisible Man. And that movie was amazing. Like, it was done right. Even though there's no connection with the mummy, but Dark Universe Wiki says it is connected. So is Renfield. You know, one with Nicolas Hoult and Nicolas Cage? I don't know. Dark Universe is dead. Good is dead. Just don't try and resurrect it back. And why this franchise has failed? Well, basically copying a lot of things from Marvel ruined this franchise. In the first day, of course. Well, I don't blame Marvel at all. I don't blame Marvel. Marvel Infinity Saga was good by its own. And yeah, this movie came out during the Infinity Saga. And that franchise is a great by its own way. But Dark Universe trying to copy so much stuff in it, like you don't get what's going on. Like even they have their own shield, which is called Prodigium. And that's a ripoff. They also ripped off Marvel. And I thought Marvel ripped off DC a lot, but this is literally something else. And also, there was another thing I like to say which is about Universal monsters. If you don't know, if you thought Marvel is the first cinematic universe that happened in movie history, then you're wrong. You're absolutely wrong. Because Universal Monster did it first. That's right, with the Frankenstein meets the Wolfman. That's right, they did the crossover thing first. And lots of people, including myself, thought Marvel did it first. But we were all wrong. So Universal did it first with Frankenstein meets the Wolfman, House of Frankenstein, House of Dracula, and Abbott and Costello movies. Can you guys believe that? We were all wrong. We all comic book fans were wrong all these years. But that's not a big deal. I thought Universal Monsters are classic and of course always great for every generation. And I know lots of people doesn't pay attention to these movies because they're black and white and they're slow paced. But that doesn't matter. They're all movies and you should give it a try. My mom did, and guess what her favorite movie is? The Invisible Man and Invisible Man Returns. She liked only these two because the character and the effects, of course, the effects from 1930 and 40s are amazing. And also the actors who did a great job. That's what she said. Literally, that's what my mom said. But if I have to pick one, as for myself, I'll pick the original Dracula with Bela Lugosi. That one is amazing. Like, even though it has no respect to the book, like BBC 77 version and what was the Francis Ford Coppola version, but it was a good horror movie back then. Anyway, but as for Dark Universe and how he can be good back then, like if I was involved with Dark Universe, I will do something like this. Sorry, I have a cold issue, but I'm fine now. I will do just focus on the mummy in the first film, the mummy reincarnation or something. And also the female mummy was an interesting concept because it was never done in the other mummy movie. And this is the first one, and big props go to the Alex Kurtzman trying the female mummy. But for now. And I will just focus on the mummy. I'll put Dr. Jekyll even for a brief scene, just for setup. At the end of the movie, or post-credit scene, or mid-credit scene, I will do a setup for a next film, which is the next film is supposed to be either Frankenstein or Bride of Frankenstein. I can't remember pretty well, but I think it was Bride of Frankenstein. So I will do a setup for that. But unfortunately that didn't happen, so Dark Universe is rest in peace now. But the montage trailer was good. You can go and watch it. So is the original Universal Monsters.